The principal said my daughter works at Nan's. The whole class laughed until she walked in. I remember the day the principal made the announcement as though it were yesterday. The sun shone brightly through the classroom windows, the scent of fresh crayons filling the air. It was a Monday, and Mondays always seemed to stretch on forever. My daughter, Lily, a quiet, kind-hearted 12-year-old with an old soul, sat nervously in the back row of her classroom. "Class," Principal Harper's voice rang out over the PA system, "I wanted to share something special. One of our students has been spending her afternoons doing something truly remarkable. Lily Davis, would you please stand up and share with the class where you work after school?" Lily hesitated, looking down at her shoes. She wasn't one for attention. Slowly, she rose to her feet, her voice barely audible. I work at Nan's," she said softly, her eyes scanning the room. "I help her clean up and make sure she's all right." Before she could sit down, the room erupted with laughter. "Nan's? What, like your grandmother's house?" one of the boys, Jake, snickered. "Yeah, like, do you wipe her drool too?" added Emily, a girl from the front row, making the others laugh harder. Lily's face flushed a deep red, and her eyes started to well up. She sat back down quickly, wishing she could disappear. I watched from the doorway, my heart breaking for her. I knew exactly what she meant by Nan's. But to the kids in the classroom, it wasn't so clear. They didn't know that Nan wasn't just any grandmother, she was Lily's best friend. Nan had raised her, taught her to love deeply, to be kind, and to look out for others. She wasn't just old, she was wise, full of stories and laughter. But her memory was slipping. The jokes they made about Nan and Lily's work stung. They didn't understand. That afternoon, Lily came home quietly. I asked her how her day went, but she just shrugged, too tired to talk. I could see she was hurt, but I didn't press her. Later that evening, after dinner, I noticed she was putting on her jacket to go back to Nan's. I smiled at her. "Lily, you don't have to go tonight. We can take it easy." But she shook her head. "Nan needs me," she said simply. I kissed her goodnight, my heart swelling with pride. Lily wasn't just helping out, she was giving love, patience, and dignity to the woman who had given her everything. Little did she know, she was teaching me a lesson in resilience, humility, and love that could never be taken away. The next day at school, Lily's quiet determination became her armor. She kept her head high, but the sting of the previous day's laughter still lingered. Then, in the middle of the afternoon, there was a knock on the door of her classroom. The door opened, and in walked Nan. The class went quiet, eyes widening in surprise. Nan wasn't what they expected, she was sharp-eyed, her hair pinned up in an elegant bun, and she moved with a certain grace that made